up, guys? Just wanted to check in with you here. We're at the end of the year, end of 2018 already, rolling into 2019. Can't believe it. Time flies. Accomplished a lot in 2018. I hope all you guys did as well. And I hope you got big plans for 2019. I know, like maybe a week and a half ago, I posted on my Instagram stories, I posted some of the accomplishments that I had in 2018. And I kind of got them sitting right here, but I had a couple people ask me, like, how do you balance things in life? And I'm not perfect at that. I don't truly believe in perfect balance, but and there's just some other questions that kind of came through. And then earlier today, I just posted, hey, what questions do you have from the things that I accomplished in 2018? And we did get a couple questions come in already, real quick, from some people. So I'm just going to kind of go through and just kind of like talk about the year. I had a little bit of a mindset shift in 2018. Not really a mindset shift, but just like an awakening where, from 2012 when I graduated college through like March of this last year, I really didn't see my friends very much, and I knew that kind of had to change with people that were closest to me. So the people that are close to you are always going to be with you through thick and thin, even if you don't see each other all the time. The people that are flaky or maybe not real friends are going to flake, and they'll see you later. But I just wanted to make it a priority to hang out with my friends and be with my friends a little bit more. And that doesn't mean I cut back office hours. I wanted to, I'm a big fan of Grant Cardone's book 10X, and I really had an awakening. The awakening really went more towards like being 10X in everything that I do in life, not just in business, because I was just applying it solely in business, and it needs to be everything. And I've always done a really good job at being with my family and seeing my family in the past, but the friends really lacked. So I really focused on that. I literally saw my friends more from March 2018 this year through now than I did from when I graduated in 2012 through December 2017. So that was big to me. This last year we took a family trip to Crescent Beach, Florida. It's one of our favorite places. We rent a beach house down there. A lot of great memories. Maybe I'll shoot Evan, who's filming this, maybe I'll shoot him some of the pictures and stuff so that people can kind of see what we do there. But we got a cool little house that we keep renting and going back to. It's just peaceful, relaxing, reset. We do a little bit of business, a little bit of vision planning and goal setting and stuff like that. And actually, that's where I did wrap up the negotiations for another goal or another accomplishment that I had in 2018. The 47 unit purchase, that was the final touches of the negotiation were basically done in that beach house when we were there, and that was a $2.7 million deal. So that was kind of cool to be on that trip and finish that up. Went to the Packers-Patriots game with my dad, although the Packers lost. It was still worth the trip. Like 3 days before the game, I texted my dad one night and I'm like, Packers-Patriots, ? Might be the last time Aaron and Tom play against each other. And my dad's like, he had to be somewhere that Monday morning, and somewhere else, some other city that Tuesday morning, some other city that Wednesday morning. And I'll post we can, right up here, we can put the picture of the screenshot of what he said. But we ended up going and making it, and it was a great trip. We got back late, a little bit of sleep. Even though the Packers lost, still good to do that stuff with that. I saw my mom show horses. She's getting back into showing horses again, which she put on hold for a long time, like 2 decades almost, because me and my sister played so many sports, and she was there supporting, her and my dad's business and, Spalding Group and all that stuff and properties. And so it's really cool to be able to see my mom get back into like her passion and what makes her excited. And it was a lot of fun watching her show her the couple horses that she has. Thanksgiving with Grandpa and Grandma and building Grandpa and Grandma a new deck. Their deck was falling apart, and it's a big-ass deck. It was falling apart, brand new now. We got some of our guys up there to kind of take care of that, and so it was awesome to, every time I see my grandma or we talk to my grandma, it's the first thing out of her mouth every single time. The deck looks so good. We get so many compliments. So it's cool to be able to do that. Toured Hudson Yards project with my dad, which that's out in New York City. It's like a $23 billion, there's like 6, 7, 8 skyscrapers. The owners of the Miami Dolphins actually owns and is doing that development, Stephen Ross. So it's really cool to be able to go out there with my buddy Tucker Stafford, who is a project manager on the site there, and he knows everybody. There's like 3,000 workers, and everyone's like, Tucker. So it was really cool. We took the construction elevator up, which was a little bit freaky, to the tallest tower, and got to walk around, and it's like the third time I think I've been on that project, and it's cool over the last like 5-6 years to be able to see the progress that they've made on it, and it's amazing. And so my dad really liked it, and Stephen Ross is someone I really look up to just because he's in the real estate world, but he also owns the Miami Dolphins. So it's cool to be able to see that. And actually, someone on here said that I should have hit them up. It was when I told people to leave questions, someone said I should have hit them up when I was out there because their dad works on the site. So that would have been cool, but didn't happen. Man, Game 7, Brewers Game 7 against the Dodgers. My buddy Josh, spur of the moment thing. That seems to be how we do things, I guess. And that Saturday morning when they played, we texted each other. We'd been kind of contemplating, hey, if they do Game 5, if they do Game 6, they do Game 7, are we gonna go? And then finally that morning we're like, screw it, let's go. We actually went to the ballpark and grilled out and ate with his parents who already had tickets and one of their friends. We didn't have tickets. We just showed up. We said we're either gonna scalp them or we're gonna buy them last minute online. And we were waiting. We were watching the prices. They were going up and down online, and couldn't find any scalpers. And then finally, we ended up buying the tickets, and it kind of hurt us because I think we waited a little bit too long. We bought them like literally 10 minutes before we went in, an hour before game time. Reached $25 million of assets under management. Sounds kind of funny saying that, just because a few years ago we weren't anywhere near that. But just through thinking bigger and then taking bigger action and faster action, we've been able to kind of compile it and multiply, not just grow sequentially or whatever, but exponentially grow. And it's all because of bigger thinking and bigger doing, and realizing that the longer you let things sit, like time is just, you can compress time. Don't let things sit. Things that kind of start to stress you out, like get them done now. Things that you think are roadblocks of stopping you going forward, get them done now. Don't let 6 days go by. Don't let 6 hours go by. Do it now. And that's really what we've been doing my whole family has been, or everyone in our company has been, since about 2013, 2014. And it's crazy what happens when you start to do that stuff. We sold the original 8 units, so purchased 4 units in 2013, purchased another 4 units that were right next door to it the following year. I think that I have my years right. It was either 2013, 2014, or 2012, 2013. But we bought them for like $42,000 a unit, and I think a lot of you guys know that story. And we turned them around, fixed up the kitchens, improved services, made people happier there. Turned they were the worst properties on the block and in that neighborhood. We turned them into the best properties, and bought them for roughly $40,000 per unit. So it was about $360,000 total is what we bought those 8 units for. Ended up selling for like $610. So yeah, that was cool. And rolled all that profit forward into the 10 unit up in Stoughton that we bought for $645,000 in our value add, and the rest of it we rolled into the 47 unit down in Janesville, which we rebranded to Signature 23. Purchased 170 storage units. I know a lot of people are asking me about the storage units and how we found them and how we run the numbers on them. And guys, it's no different than apartments. You just figure out what your potential income is there at the property. You kind of look at what the worst vacancy rates have been in the area for whatever sector I'm playing in, whether it's storage units or apartments, and I run my numbers and do my personal underwriting off of that. And then, with storage units, it's about 25% of the revenue you bring in is going to be towards expenses, not including the mortgage. So that's kind of how we looked at that deal, and it was just a no-brainer to be able to add those 170 storage units to our little portfolio. And we're still little fish, so I say little portfolio. At the new properties, we're hitting, so because I just said right there, the vacancy rates that I use when I'm looking at these deals, I'm pretty conservative. I'm also conservative in how high I think that we can get our rents. So if I'm really thinking that I can get these rents to $1,000 a month, I'm not going to bank on that. And when I'm looking at deals and evaluating whether we should do it or not, I'm actually going to assume that we only get, like, for example, $800 a month. Just because I like I like to get for sure things. It's always a sure thing that I'm after. And in order to find those sure things, you have to be able to operate these buildings and have them cash flow when things aren't good and when things aren't going as planned, because nothing ever goes completely as planned. And there will be a hiccup in the economy, or in the in that economic environment. There will be a bump and a hiccup, and when that bump and hiccup comes, I want my properties to still cash flow. So yeah, we're hitting year 3 and 4 projected rents at new properties because of that. But that's still really, really exciting that we're doing that. Raised $800,000 from investors, all for the 10 unit and the 47 unit. The storage units we were able to do with the group that we already had, and just basically kind of refinance some stuff, the other storage units, and get that deal done. But yeah, I think we're up to 8 or 10 investors now, and that's pretty cool. And people investing anywhere from 50,000 up to, well, since we started, not just this year, but since we started, 50,000 up to 2.5 million with us, and so that's pretty cool. Once again, it's just because I'm thinking bigger, I'm taking more action, I'm doing it, I'm having a track record, and then I'm promoting that track record, and people are starting to see what's going on when I'm promoting that, and they're wanting to be a part of it. So super blessed and lucky in that area, but it's also a lot of hard work. Third-party managed 50 units. They're the only third-party management contract that we have right now, and that's going well. We've really turned that property around. We've increased the income. I think the first month that we were there, it was like $29,000 or $30,000 of revenue. This in December was about almost $35,000. So we're doing really good there. We still have a lot of improvement. I think we can hit $40K just by doing things a little bit better yet. And with 1 year under our belt, I think that we're going to be able to get there, and that investor will be pleased. I just hope he keeps giving us the time and keeps being patient with us, because we're also spending a lot of money to make that happen right now, just because we're doing a lot of fix-ups, updates, stuff like that to improve the property, which is always my number one thing, is asset integrity and improving the property. You take care of the property and you keep it cash flowing, you're always going to win. You'll never lose. I had people asking me questions about this. So on here I put test run video series, hit goal of $9,000 revenue in 2 days. So with that, I have my real estate video series that I released. Well, I've been kind of low-key. You can't really find it anywhere publicly. But I've been kind of low-key marketing it, and we're going to start to expand on that a little bit more in 2019. But in October, I think I had about, I don't know, it was like 8 to 10 guys that did it, and $9,000 of revenue. They loved it. Some of the guys off of that went and purchased a $2.4 million deal, and now they were gonna, I don't know, they probably would have done that regardless, but they've used me for some consulting over the last year and stuff, and I'd like to think that I helped them, and I think they would tell you the same thing, that I've really helped them expand their portfolio, and also help them get this deal done. So excited about that video series going forward, and we'll kind of see where that leads. I think it's going to lead to big things, and hopefully, maybe it's $800,000 of revenue in 2019 that I get from that. And my whole plan with that would be to basically invest back into making more free content on Instagram, YouTube, and stuff like that by getting some more content creators on staff in-house. So yeah, partnered to scale video series December 2018. So I came to an agreement with one of my college buddies, actually, who's super talented and owns a media agency, to help me grow that. We hired a second bookkeeper, Bertha. She's the bomb. She's awesome. Always with a smile on her face. Always works super hard, super positive. Loves the environment because we're not micromanaging people. We're letting people do their work. And as long as they get their work done, like if they want to leave at 3, they can leave at 3. I'm not here to micromanage. I just want results. And if we get the results, that's all that I care about. So super excited that we got Bertha rock and rolling. Got all of our bookkeeping in-house for our veterinary clinics and that we have here in Wisconsin, and the real estate properties. That's also exciting. We'll have timely financials to make faster decisions. There was a while that we weren't getting financials for 60 to 90 days after a month closed out, and it's hard to make fast and the right decisions with that. So now the plan is to get all those done between the 10th and the 14th of the month. And when we do that, as long as they're accurate, which they will be with the people we have in place and the protocols that we have, we'll be able to make a lot faster decisions, which is just operationally going to allow us to operationally just run a lot smoother and be more profitable and be able to put more back into the business because of that. And it also is going to let us know what's not working, so we can either adapt it or change it or get rid of it. Executed proper moves for better tax planning. That's for my businesses, but also for me personally. We just made some changes, and just with the people that we're surrounded with and the advice that we're getting, and they bring a lot of fresh ideas, and so I'm excited about that. I'm just kind of going on and on here. Let's see. Spalding Group brand recognition increased with the some of the exposure that we got through purchasing Signature 23 here locally in Janesville, we kind of got a little bit of increase in brand awareness, I guess you could say, or recognition, and that's kind of cool to get as we're about 2 full years into this actual full-blown property management company. Tripled size of our maintenance team. That was big because for a while we were struggling to find good people. I know there was one guy, maybe actually two guys, that they lasted about 2 days and had to fire them real quick because they damaged a lot of stuff, and they had 3 strikes real quick. They couldn't do anything that they told me they could do, so they had to go. So I started to freak out a little bit because we got all these value-add properties that we're doing, all these fix-ups that we need to do, and we didn't have enough staff to do them. And so now we've got 6 full-time guys and a part-time guy, and so that has helped a lot. I think we could probably still use more, and they'll probably tell you that too, but at the same time I don't want to overhire right now. We get one or two more properties that we'll be hiring. We hit target distributions at the 88 unit, 24 unit, and 40 unit that we purchased in 2016. Not that I'm super thrilled with it. The 24 unit's doing great, but the 88 unit and the 40 unit, I really want those distributions to be a lot higher. Not that they're performing badly. I mean, they're still sure things. They're doing great. The value of the properties have gone through the roof. But I personally would love to be able to distribute more cash from those properties. There's just been so much deferred maintenance that we've had to get caught up on that it really kind of set us back. And so once again, not that we're not making distributions, we are making distributions to our the partners in that and the investors in that. I'm just excited for 2019 because I think we're going to really explode there, and it'll be a good thing. Record year at all the properties, just raising the revenue, and that's what we're focused on right now, taking care of deferred maintenance and raising revenues. And by taking care of deferred maintenance, everyone, the property's cleaner, things look newer, and tenants, things work better in the apartments, things aren't leaking in the apartments, and tenants appreciate that type of service and that type of product. And because of that, we're able to do rent increases, we're able to retain tenants and have less turnover. That's why we had the record year. And once again, because right now the economy is really good. Spalding Group, the property management record year, but really it's only, and actually this is officially 2018 was officially our first full year. So, but it was a really good year. A lot further ahead than I thought. Personal estate plan in place. Never really thought I'd be talking about that type of stuff, but it's important to take care of, and we got that in place. And I spoke at Loyola in Chicago back in February, and that was a really cool experience. I think that they're planning on having me come down there again in February to talk to some of the entrepreneur business students and MBA students and stuff like that. So really excited to start doing some of that. We got some good content when we were there last time. But yeah, that's kind of 2018 in a wrap. I'm excited about 2019. Take everything to the next level. I know Evan wanted me to talk about goals. It's really hard. I have all these targets, but at the same time, when I'm playing the real estate game, I never want to just say that I want to be at 1,000 units next year because maybe I'll go buy the wrong 700 then. So yeah, I have a long-term goal and a vision where I want to be, and I just want to put in the work every single day to get there. And whether I get there or not, the whole process is just like what I love the most, and the whole game of it, the negotiating, the improving the properties. That's what I love the most. So yes, I have targets out there. It's going to be another good year, and I think a huge year of growth for us again. But we'll just keep chasing those targets day after day.